the exam is not adequate, meaning they didn't answer the question asked or they didn't give rationale for their answer. They didn't review all of the records that were given to them. Failure to duty to assist could also be if they don't get records that the veteran identifies. The veteran says, hey, I treat at such and such clinic. This is where I go for this disability. Please get these records. If they don't get the records or review the records, that's failure to duty to assist.
And Matt, I
They
would say
are very creative. They are
most
very creative in the way they can fail this. Okay. So
most of the
go
time,
ahead.
Matt, they don't assist at all. I mean, I know I'm finding that a lot of times they don't even give an exam, a compensation and pension exam. They read the record and said, oh, you didn't need one. That's a failure to assist. Okay. If you allege that you have this problem and you send in medical records showing that, and where they should know where you were from the record, they have to give you an exam. I bet at least 30% of the time or more, they're not giving exams, okay, and seeing if you even catch that. The other failure to assist that I see often is when you say, I have a problem that's secondary to another problem. The exam will say, I looked through the service medical records and you never had this problem. That's not the question. The question is, I have PTSD, and as a result, I have now developed headaches, erectile dysfunction, sleep apnea, any of these other things. If you look at these CMP exams, I would bet 50% of those never get to that question. They always talk about the service medical records. And the final thing what Matt said is about you identify medical records. I will bet you they are not in there. Unless you put them in there, they're not there. Because remember, if the VA writes for those records, they say on there, we're not going to pay for these records. And so do you think the hospital send them to them? No. The doctors? No. So they're not obtaining those records, but they're putting the burden on you. So as Matt says, look to make sure they got the record you identified, look to make sure that they gave you an exam that answered all the questions. You can work a lot on these compensation and pension exams. Sometimes we've gotten 3 or 4 and ended up with a good exam at the end.